Alright, Trips, what's happening? Having a good Friday night? Fucking freezing out there, innit? Been pissing the rain all day. See, when I was walking back from my class today. Oh, what man, fucking the rain was smashing off the back of my dome. And see that way you just feel it go, well, obviously, feel no bald, know what I mean? But, it was it was horrendous, mate. I had to take a hat out my bag and put it on. Know what I mean? It was it was grim. But I fucking hurt my neck here, man. I think it's the way I've been lying in my bed, but all good in it. Um, got my class tomorrow, but it's the first time I think I've went to a Saturday class that wasn't the open mat, but uh, need to start doing more classes. Well, I want to, obviously, not what I mean, 'cause I want to pick this stuff up. But uh, I was thinking about doing a live the night because my wee boy's no here and I've got to go off to myself, so I just was thinking about doing it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or because I've not done it before or because it's new or whatever. So I maybe aim to do one soon, just to like fucking see what's happening or talk shit. I don't know. So the reason that I wanted to come on the night was because I wanted to talk about the time when three of my fingers were nearly removed from my horn, right? Uh, Now, this obviously links to knife culture, um, or that kind of shit. And the reason that I obviously wanted to come on and talk about it, because obviously I've not done a lot of videos talking about mine kind of past and all that. Obviously I've spoke about myself on other people's podcasts, but there was a lot of kind of shit I'd left out, because sometimes you go on one podcast and you say all this shit and then you go on another one and it's like you're saying all the shit you never said in the last one. So I was actually planning on coming on and doing a story about somebody who had kind of rubbed shoulders with in prison. Persons did know. Quite interesting. But I thought I'd just come on and talk about this instead. So this incident dates back to 2002. Um, that was the year that I was freed from Parliament Young Offenders after completing my recall for my 4 year sentence, right, for abducting two social workers. Now, this was back when I was just obsessed with the kind of gang culture, gang fighting, fucking payback. That was just all my life was about. And I believe now that that comes from going through a period of your childhood where you can't pay MD back for anything because you're not confident enough, you're too small, whatever, you're not experienced, you can't fight, whatever the fuck it is, right? But then something snaps. This happens with most people who are in and out of prison or whatever. What happens is they something snaps and there's a kind of transformation where they move from being a victim to being a perpetrator. Um, and I've seen this in I don't know how many cases where the person being victimised becomes the person who's victimising people. Now, I was released from Parliament Young Offenders in February 2002, right? And went right back to the kind of hanging about with my pals that were selling drugs or whatever, and like smoking weed all the time and drinking, pop neckies at the weekend, all that kind of shit. Maybe go to the dancing here and there, just fucking and rolling about with people wherever you find them, do you know what I mean? Chasing them about, whatever. So while I was in Pullman, right, there was this boy who I knew from school, right, who was from an area where I didn't go on with anybody. They didn't go on with me, right? And the lassie I was seeing at the time happened to be frae this same area, right? And one of his pals had sent him a letter saying, like, he was talking about me in unflattering terms, right? And this guy showed me the letter, so I read it with my own eyes, right? Now I'm like, who's this wee fucking squirt? I'm going to smash him, that's all I could think about. And the funny thing is, the lassie I was seeing at the time had actually said to me in a phone call, this same boy was shouting abuse at her on the street, or this kind of piss, right? So I'm like, alright, I'd never heard of him. So say his name was Tam, right? I'm like, who's this fucking wee dick cove? I never heard of him, blah blah blah. So he was maybe 3 or 4 years younger than me, I don't know, right? But anyway, I've just been like, made a note to myself as I done back then, right? It would be stored away in the back of my mind for future reference, because we're all walking about the same areas, man. This is how it works. Like, as soon as you see each other, man, something's happening, innit? So what's ended up happening was, when I go to Pullman, I was spending a lot of time in this lassie's house, right? This lassie who lived in the area where I didn't go on with anybody, right? And you might be thinking, how were you basically spending all your time in an area where everybody would have fucking love to put you in the hospital? Well, there's a few reasons for that. One, back then I knew the strength of them, and in my view, they weren't anything to fear. I could see a lot of hesitation in them, all this kind of stuff. Not to say if the stars had aligned, they couldn't have done it, and I'm not that fucking stupid. But I was just so either overconfident or so fucking reckless that I really didn't give a fuck, because I was always tooled up anyway. But on this particular day, I wasn't tooled up, right? And what's ended up happening was that, now this is a fucking scorching hot day, right? And they would all stand at the shops, you know what it's like if any of ever fucking jumped about, like the young team, whatever, you all stand at the shops and whatever, shoot the shit, drink your booze, fucking talk to your bird, whatever, right? And I was walking down to these shops, these same shops, where the lassie I was seeing to get a bottle of wine or something, right? Bottle of tonic, man. Who's walked round the corner, right? So this is the corner, I'm coming this way and they're coming round this way, so we're just got to walk right into each other. And who's walked round? The two cunts that were shouting abuse at the lassie I was going with. One of them was in my class at school. Sorry, oh fuck. Yawny man. And when they walked round, he just let's see, like jumped, like he'd been startled. But I noticed that and put him at ease, so I've grabbed his horn and shook it, and I'm like, what you been up to, man? Long time no see and all that. Know what I mean? Even though I knew him from school, not like, he wasn't really, he had never done anything to me, but I know he jumped about with all the guys that I didn't go on with, not, and he was fucking maybe running about himself, but he wasn't they like no by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that try to like slag him there, that you just know, sometimes you just know, don't you? And starts talking to them, and they're like, what you up to? Now, the other guy who was writing the letter to the guy in jail, he was there, but he wasn't saying anything. So I'm like, I'm going to the off licence to get a bottle of bucky. They're like, moan with us. Now, this just shows you how fucking reckless or how overconfident I was. To even be going away with him is just fucking utter stupidity, man. I don't care how fucking much of a bam you think they are, because what could have transpired is they could have just formulated a plan in their head at that moment to lure me back to a house, and then, oh, I need to go for a piss. Take the trumpet with him, know what I mean? Phone fucking reinforcements. Before you know it, man, I'm surrounded in the fucking house. Custer's last stand, innit? But it would have been the last fucking supper, wouldn't it? The last bottle. But that obviously didn't happen. And what's ended up happening was I went back to the house, right, but I started arguing with the lassie I was with, right, to get her to fuck. And I went back to this house with him, and I'm sitting, I mean, I practically stanked this bottle of bucky very quickly, man. And I was sitting talking to the guy who I knew from school, and it was as if that other guy wasn't even there, but see, every time I looked at him, he had this pure mad look in his face, and he looked kinda, shall we say, no, I don't want to say happy to be in my company, but he looked like, how do I put it? He looked pretty, no, I hate saying starstruck, what is it you try to say, like when he looked like he was fucking, like he was like, man, here, like giving me his butt kicks, saying, here, just drink it, I can't believe I'm sitting with you, you know. And I'm sitting like, this cunt's a pure bam, see, even say that, like, I don't know what he was saying that for. But anyway, I stanked his bottle of bucky and alright, so they were like, Mum, we'll go back down and get more. But by this time, man, it's kicked in, innit? 2 bottles of tonic I've stanked, man, in the space of fucking maybe an hour. And the funny thing is, when I've left the house to walk down to the shop with him, I don't remember anything at all from I left the house until the minute the violence started. So, say it's a 5-minute walk for the house we were in to the cargo shop. Well, I don't remember anything at all walking down, so, because all I remember, right, is standing on top of a grass verge with a bottle of Mad Dog, right, but I was drinking the bottle of Mad Dog and I'm looking through the bottle, so all I remember, imagine walking out this house, right, and you just go blank, right, it's like if you're teleported to this grass verge and you're standing with a bottle of Mad Dog in your hand, and it's just the last bit of the Mad Dog going down your throat. It's not even a full bottle. So I've started to taste 2 bottles of fucking wine, went blank, walked down to the shop, fuck knows how I've managed that, and purchased a bottle of 2020, stanked that, and then it was like I was coming out the fucking the episode, stoning like that, downing the bottle, and just looking at that other guy, the guy that was writing the letter, talking about me. And as soon as the last bit of Mad Dogs went down my throat, I've just grabbed the bottle, the empty bottle, and just fucking whacked him right between the eyes with it. Now, I hadn't prepared for him for any kind of response, whether it was attacking me, stabbing me, shooting me, fucking strangling me to death, nothing at all. I hadn't even considered it. What this fucking fool done was just ran like Forrest Gump, screaming, right? Screaming daddy or mammy, I can't remember. Now, I was pretty shocked at that, because the things he was writing about me in this letter, I totally expected to kick it off, like, do you know what I mean? I was pretty shocked at that. So, when that's happened, all I've heard was, "What you doing, you fucking bam," right? So I've turned round, right, and directly behind me was the boy I knew from school, standing like that, just holding this big fucking bowie knife, right, like that, like a big Victor Morris number. And this is how fucking wrecked I was, right? I've been like, "Wait, you fucking got to with that," and I've wrapped my horn round the knife like that, right? And then she like grabbed him like here, and I was that fucking raging, man. I was just on fire. And I've just grabbed him, kept heading fuck at him, right? Just like, I'm not really one for headbutting people, but this just shows you how fucking crazed I was, man, right? Now remember, this is like after I've been in Carstairs, fucking finished the 4 years for the social worker, the armed response shit, all this stuff that's happened. I've just went completely mental, do you know what I mean? And the whole time I'm fucking heeding this fucking nutter. He's shouting somebody's name, Stevie, Andy, fucking Peter, I don't know what the name was, right? But he was shouting this name, and I'm just pure fucking heeding him, right? And the whole time he's twisting fuck out this blade, right? At first the sharp bit was doing that, like sawing through my thumb here, right? But you can't even see the scar unless like you were sitting right in front of me, so there's no point in me putting up to the camera, right? But he's twisted it round because he's fucking wrestling like fuck. And but I'm that wasted, right? I swear down, I could not feel a fucking thing. And he's just fucking hanging with it right out my horn, man. So see, like, my horn, like, you could probably see that, like, it's like scars like lightning bolts. So like I can do that, but they move together. Do you know what I mean? And they had to cut like here and do that, so they could fucking, the tendons were completely severed. So my horn, that left horn is stuck like that. And what happened was, I've pulled this boy to the ground, right, because I was fucking rubbered, man. And I've pulled him to the ground, and obviously you'd expect him to get his feet and just start plunging fuck at you, but if he's standing behind me with a knife and I've just whacked his pal in the face with a Mad Dog bottle, normally what you would expect to happen was the knife to just go right through my back, right up my arse, whatever. And that didn't happen, so that was a golden opportunity for him, and it just shows you how lucky I am, because that could have easily have happened. He could have just fucking stabbed me once in the back, pierced my heart, boom, game over. And it makes, see, when I think back on all this shit, I do that, like, how the fuck did that no happen? It makes me think, maybe I was just, it wasn't meant to happen, maybe I'm meant to be here, or that shit, I don't fucking know, but, when I look back on that, man, honest to fucking God, like, how fucking stupid can you get? You know what I mean? To go to a house with two cunts who you just want to fucking put in the hospital. And remember, I'm only 19, 20 at this time, so I'm not talking, it's no recent, so it's not like I'm sitting with all these fucking, these ideas. The new, obviously, as I say, you still get thoughts and all that, but it's thoughts, feelings, actions. It never gets past the feeling stage. I've got too much to lose. it's not as if anybody's like trying to murder me or self-defence type deal. It's just I'm not involved in it. It's daft shit when you're growing up, but it's no daft in the sense that you could have fucking lost your life. I had to go to hospital twice cause of that. So what happened was I was that fucking wrecked. I walked out of my cousin's, got to phone me an ambulance, right? Went to the hospital, got it all bandaged up, fucking gauze, bandage, fucking all that shit. And then I was still steaming, so I've left the host. They were about to keep me in all night. And I'm like, no chance, mate. I've got shit today. Like, whatever you go today, go and get steaming and fight with me, I can't you fucking fool, know what I mean? But try talking to yourself when you're that age and you're of that mindset. It's not talking to you at all. But I've went home and then see the next morning when I woke up and the booze had wore off. Oh, what man, it was like fucking toothache in my fingers. I think the worst toothache you've ever had, right? I had that, but it was like in the pain in my fingers, man. And I was like, I need to go back to the hospital. So I went to the Victoria Infirmary and they had to keep me in for like 4 days or something. Went for an operation. Had to get my fingers all sewn up. There's like a bit, they had to like sew this bit, like sew a bit of there onto that, like on that pinky. I don't even think you can really see it. It was just a pure fucking mess, mate. It was fucked. But obviously cause they'd bandaged it all, I hadn't really seen it, know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was drunk seeing it, but obviously when you're mad with it, you kinda go in and out of, your memory's a bit foggy, obviously, so, but it just shows you the kinda, the dangers of mixing, tempers and vindictive thinking and all this kind of gang pish with alcohol and all that, because half of the murders that have probably happened under these circumstances probably all happened like that. Like, that's all I used to hear about back then. Like, obviously with like wee guys at 15 and all that, like maybe some of the cases I mentioned before, maybe they weren't all fucking full of the drink, man. They're just carrying braids and just fucking causing it. But I remember being, when I was in prison, a significant amount of the guys doing lifers were in for committing offences while under the influence. Now, surely that tells you something, man. Like, there must be some sort of fucking, like, link here. Like, people are getting full of it and then fucking just flipping the lid, know what I mean? It's not really a good mix, know what I mean? It's just a pure vicious cycle, man. And it's good to think that people with these lived experiences can try and use that as a tool to no stop other people doing it, but try and talk to them about it and go, listen, man, I survived it, you might know. And what I would like to say is, there might be some people watching this and they'll go, it's full of shit, Well, if you're one of the people, I would say to you, if you ever do end up in a situation where you've been stabbed in the wrong place, see when you feel the life seeping out of you, you'll probably hear these words. You can't rewind it. You can't fucking restart, reset. That's it, mate. You're fucking gone, mate. You're toast. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to have to pick up the pieces for you. Know what I mean? So, is it really worth it? Like, for what? Trust me, I'm the last cunt that everybody would have thought was going to turn out the way I'm of the now. I'm the last person that would have thought that. And I was saying that to the people that I met at the college yesterday, I was saying like I was written off like at a young age, man, and some people go, oh, but that was your fault. Not well, I would say that too, but like I said before, why is it that everybody, or almost everybody who becomes a perpetrator, they started out as victims? That's weird, isn't it? Like I was a victim of knife crime before I was a perpetrator, but I'll never call myself a victim because I believe that the minute I become a perpetrator, I've lost the argument to call myself a victim. Do you know what I mean? So it's just taking responsibility and all that in it. But some of the fucking situations I've got out here, I'm just like very fortunate, and I realise how fortunate I'm all. Just like, and I was saying that the day to my son's grandpa when he came to pick my son up. I was saying how fortunate I feel just waking up my in bed, or fucking going to my classes, being with my son, sitting fucking carrying on with my pets, whatever. Like, these are things I would have never, these are all things I took for granted before, do you know what I mean? So, it's good to see that, and it's good to feel that, like, prison must have had some sort of positive impact on us, do you know what I mean? It must have, as much as I hate saying it, but I still wouldn't have wanted to go there, you know what I mean? Like, I would have never have chose it. It's just a fucking shithole, mate, do you know what I mean? But I suppose there's worse countries you could be fucking locked up in, isn't there? You know what I mean? Fuck. There's countries out there that make our jails look like fucking hotels, man. But, like I says, I was got to, I thought I'd just come on and talk about that. But I might I might do a live soon for a laugh. I know I said before and all that, but I was fucking about with the day and looking about how to do it and all that, and then I was like, oh, I don't know, and all that kind of shit. But other than that, everything's gone swell, well as swell as can be. And I don't know if I'll be back on tomorrow because I've been researching a couple of more cases to talk about, and I like to kind of get the kind of facts straight, if you know what I mean. And obviously I said yesterday how I noticed some of my comments are disappearing, and people are saying how they've subbed to my channel, but then they're coming on and it's saying they haven't, so fuck knows what that's about. Maybe I've upset somebody, I don't know, it's obviously, but like I said, I'm not here to get rich. But getting rich would be good, wouldn't it? But I hope you all have a fucking good weekend anyway. And hope you enjoyed that wee story. It just makes me think, man, like some of the stories I've not told, man. Fucking hell, know what I mean? But you all have a good night, and I will see you next time I'm on. Cheers for all the subbing in the comments and like or the encouragement. It is good to see, do you know what I mean? So I hope you're all having a good night, and I'll speak to you all next time I'm on. Take care.